AITA for telling my son's stepdad that he's not / never will be a father to him and starting a screaming fight? Throwaway, fake names. I, 31M, have split custody of my son, Marcus, 12M, with my ex, Lena, 30F. Lena and I split up shortly after he was born, and stayed friends, but have been less communicative since she married Eric, 42M, 4 years ago. We have had disagreements. I don't approve of certain things they've been doing and they think I spoil him, but until recently we managed to keep things civil. Marcus is a great kid and I love him. He's smart, funny, and caring, and he's taught me so much about being a human. Having him saved my life and changed it for the better. He's also more or less my only family, so I really treasure him and our time together. Recently he's gotten chubby and depressed, which I only mention because it's relevant. I was concerned over my son gaining weight, but I didn't want to do much other than making sure we eat healthy. He's still active in sports, which I encourage, and a lot will change with puberty. His mom and stepdad are upset though, and I now know that they had Marcus on a restricted diet and are putting a lot of pressure on him to lose weight. At first it didn't seem like much, but it became more unreasonable. E.g. before this incident, I got in trouble with Eric for buying Marcus a size up in clothes, since he thought that he should trim down to fit his old ones better. I told him that I wasn't going to apologize for giving my son pants. He never responded. Last week, when I came to pick him up, Marcus was still packing his bag. Lena invited me inside for coffee and we were making small talk when I heard shouting. Apparently Marcus had been hiding snacks in his room. Eric found candy bars in his overnight bag, which they no longer allow in the house, and pulled them out to show to us as evidence. I got upset when he called Marcus names and told him he wouldn't be fat if he weren't so greedy, and told him to treat my son with respect. Marcus went to the car, and things devolved. I said the thing in the title, called him a bully, and a lot of expletives got thrown around. I didn't hear from Lena until later when she texted to tell me that she was furious with me. I was still reeling from everything, so the conversation is a blur. I tried to tell her I was sorry, but that I couldn't understand why she would allow him to treat Marcus that way. She told me that while was a bit much, Marcus broke their rules and Eric was right that he should lose weight. She also told me that I don't know anything about the disrespect Marcus gives them, that I only experience the fun parts of being a parent, and accused me of encouraging bad behavior that she has to deal with. I had a talk with Marcus and told him I love him and he has nothing to be ashamed of. He seems better, but I'm not looking forward to taking him back to his mom's home. I know I made things worse and I should have removed myself from the situation, but I wouldn't feel right if I didn't at least stand up for my son. AITA? Update. Hi all. This is a lot of responses very fast and I thank you for the support, suggestions, and the brutal honesty. I do think I was wrong to escalate the situation and not remove myself sooner. There's a lot of things I need to do as a father, and I value all of your feedback. I do want to respond to something. I've had a few people in the comments tell me that Eric is my son's other dad by virtue of being in that house and married to my ex, but I guess my problem is that I don't think he should be. I would be more than happy to welcome another parental figure in my kid's life. I don't think I have a monopoly on being dad or anything, but as it stands, my child hates and fears him and I do not think anyone who does that to my child deserves to call themselves his parent. I felt the same way about my bio parents, and I refuse to acknowledge them as my family, so I guess that's where that comment about him not being my son's dad came from. That being said, I know I'm in the wrong for shouting at him out of anger instead of trying to be the adult, and this does nothing to help my son. I also don't want anyone blaming any of this on my son or suggesting that he's being a dick to his mom and stepdad. He's 12 and children act out of distress when adults treat them poorly or fail them, myself included. He's the only person in this situation who's not at fault. I will keep trying to talk to my ex, get counseling for my son, and seek out legal advice. Update 2. Thanks again for your responses. I am in touch with social services and filed for emergency custody since I don't see a non-legal way forward. Many pointed out the way my Lena and Eric treat my son would push him towards disordered eating or could be malnutrition. Unfortunately it seems be some degree of both. I learned more what they let Marcus eat, 900-1000 cal/day versus recommended 2,500 for active preteens, which pushed him to sneak food. The humiliation is also constant behind closed doors. I fear there's more he's afraid to tell me. He's physically okay, according to pediatrician, but hurt. I'm trying to make sure he knows he has nothing to be ashamed of, and that the person who should be ashamed is the one who did this. Other things in my ex's house, Eric apparently often starts nasty fights with Marcus. He has also said some pretty demeaning/disturbing things about my background, which is unsurprising. His mom gets shouted down when she tries to defend him. She both sides the situation afterwards, holding husband and child equally responsible. Lena reached out to apologize. She said that she knows Eric was wrong and promised to try and talk sense to him. I told her this wasn't enough and asked why she went along with it. She seemed to wake up when I told her that they seriously hurt Marcus, and agreed that their behavior was unacceptable, but begged me to let her try and fix it. She seemed really tired and unwell and completely different from my former friend. I asked if she feels safe at home. She wouldn't give me a straight answer but promised that she's not physically unsafe and will seek help if needed. I feel for her but no longer trust her. I recorded the call just in case. We're in a one-party consent country, and we'll keep gathering evidence. Honestly, I'm scared. I was failed badly by social services/courts as a kid, so I don't have faith in them. It's also complicated because Lena and I never married. I'm a legal guardian, but we had Marcus as teens with no support and there's a complex history. I'm saving details for the lawyer to get advice specific to my situation, but I'm not letting Eric near my son.